Call this meeting to order. Please all rise and salute the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please, Judy.
Mr. Morrow?
Here.
Mr. Harrington? Mr. Merrihew?
Here.
Mr. Jackson?
Here.
Mr. Depot?
Here.
Mr. Wilson?
Here.
Mr. Monty?
Here.
Mr. McNally has been excused. Mr. Scazabava?
Here.
Mr. Deloria?
Here.
Mr. Paliti has been excused. Mr. Moore?
Here.
Mr. Mornell has been excused. Mr. Montroy?
Here.
Mr. Giordano? Mr. Tyler?
Here.
Mr. Gillen?
Here.
And Mr. Preston?
Here.
I was here. Okay, thank you.
I don't believe we have any guests. And let's move on to resolutions. And also, before we do that, just wanted to remind everyone that there is a reception for Mr. Moore immediately following this meeting. Apparently, he's going to retire for the 7th time. And we're going to have it at Baxter Mountain Tavern. It's in Keene. So, yeah, Ron has decided he's going to be a fitness instructor in Keene Valley. Okay, Jude, I think we're ready to move to the resolutions.
Resolution number 382, authorizing a contract agreement between the Essex County Mental Health Department and Families First for psychosocial rehabilitation services beginning January 1st, 2019.
Moved by Mr. Monty, seconded by Mr. Morrow. Any discussion or questions? If not, roll call vote.
Mr. Morrow?
Yes.
Mr. Merrihew?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Depot?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Monty?
Yes.
Mr. Scazabava?
Yes.
Mr. Deloria?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Montroy?
Yes.
Mr. Giordano?
Yes.
Mr. Tyler? Mr. Gillen?
Yes.
And Mr. Preston?
Yes.
Resolution carries. Resolution number 383, adopting and approving the quality improvement reviews and policies and procedures for the Health Department approved by the Public Health Advisory Council for the Preventive Services and Home Health Unit reviewed December 4th, 2018.
Moved by Mr. Monty, seconded by Mr. Tyler. Any questions, concerns? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
Resolution number 384, authorizing the Health Department to apply for and accept a grant from New York State Department of Health and Health Research Incorporated in the amount of $500.
Moved by Mr. Tyler, seconded by Mr. Gillen. Any comments or questions? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
That's a roll call. There's a roll call.
Oops. Which time? Oh, that was a roll call. My assistant forgot to write that on my paper.
Mr. Morrow?
Yes.
Mr. Merrihew?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Depot?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Monty?
Yes.
Mr. Scazabava? Mr. Deloria?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Montroy?
Yes.
Mr. Giordano?
Yes.
Mr. Tyler? Mr. Gillen?
Yes.
And Mr. Preston?
Yes.
Resolution carries. Resolution number 385, authorizing budget amendments for various departments.
Moved by Mr. Merrihew, seconded by Mr. Gillen. This is a roll call vote.
Mr. Morrow?
Yes.
Mr. Merrihew?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Depot?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Monty?
Yes.
Mr. Scazabava?
Yes.
Mr. Deloria?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Montroy?
Yes.
Mr. Giordano?
Yes.
Mr. Tyler?
Yes.
Mr. Gillen?
Yes.
And Mr. Preston?
Yes.
Resolution carries. Resolution number 386, of condolence to the family of Frederick H. Wow.
Moved by Mr. Skozavala. Unanimous, second, please. Thank you.
Resolution number 387, scheduling the 220th organizational meeting for January 7th, 2019.
Moved by Mr. Tyler, seconded by Mr. Monty. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
Resolution number 388, authorizing a contract amendment to Atlantic Testing Laboratories contract DPW-19-0025 in the amount of $11,180.50 for budgeted funds.
Moved by Mr. Depot, seconded by Mr. Morrow. Any questions or concerns? If not, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Morrow?
Yes.
Mr. Merryle?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Depot?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Monty?
Yes. Yes.
Mr. Skozavala?
Yes.
Mr. Deloria?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Montroy?
Yes.
Mr. Giordano?
Yes.
Mr. Tyler?
Yes.
Mr. Glenn?
Yes.
And Mr. Preston?
Yes.
Resolution carries. Resolution number 389, authorizing the purchasing agent to award bids, issue contracts, or purchase orders in the Department of Public Works.
Moved by Mr. Jackson, seconded by Mr. Morrow. Any discussion? If not, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Morrow?
Yes.
Mr. Merryle?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Depot?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Monty?
Yes.
Mr. Skozavala?
Yes.
Mr. Deloria?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Montroy?
Yes.
Mr. Giordano?
Yes.
Mr. Tyler?
Yes.
Mr. Glenn?
Yes.
And Mr. Preston.
Yes.
Resolution carries. Resolution 390, authorizing the purchasing agent to go to bid for Shore Airport Road culvert replacement project in the town of Ticonderoga.
Moved by Mr. Giordano, seconded by Mr. Monty. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Morrow?
Yes.
Mr. Merryle?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Depot?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Monty?
Yes.
Mr. Skozavala?
Yes.
Mr. Deloria?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Montroy?
Yes.
Mr. Giordano?
Yes.
Mr. Tyler?
Yes.
Mr. Glenn?
Yes.
And Mr. Preston.
Yes.
Resolution carries. Resolution number 391, authorizing to declare certain equipment as surplus and authorizing the sale of such equipment at auction.
Moved by Mr. Morrow, seconded by, I might have missed it, Mr. Tyler. Discussion? Any questions, concerns? If not, this is
Who's,
Mr. Moore.
did you give me the contact info for this auction?
I'll have Amy send it to you. It's Options International, but I will get you the exact website location. And I'll have Amy email that out to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions, concerns in regards to this? And if not, that's a roll call vote.
Mr. Morrow?
Yes.
Mr. Merryle? Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Depot?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Monty?
Yes.
Mr. Skozavala?
Yes.
Mr. Deloria?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Montroy?
Yes.
Mr. Giordano?
Yes.
Mr. Tyler?
Yes.
Mr. Glenn?
Yes.
And Mr. Preston.
Yes.
Resolution carries. Resolution number 392, consenting to the assignment of contracts by ESPC Civil and Environmental Engineering to Schroeder Rivers Associates, Consulting Engineering PC, effective December 31st, 2018.
Moved by Mr. Depot, seconded by Mr. Wilson. Any discussion? If not, this is a roll call vote.
Mr. Morrow?
Yes.
Mr. Merryle?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Depot?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Monty?
Yes.
Mr. Skozavala?
Yeah.
Mr. Deloria?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Montroy?
Yes.
Mr. Giordano?
Yes.
Mr. Tyler?
Yes.
Mr. Glenn?
Yes.
And Mr. Preston.
Yes.
Resolution carries. Resolution number 393 of congratulations and appreciation to Honorable Ronald J. Moore for his exemplary service to the County of Essex and the Town of North Hudson during his tenure as Essex County Supervisor for the years 2012 through 2018.
Moved by Mr. Gilliland. Unanimous second, please. Thank you.
Resolution number 394, congratulations and appreciation to the Honorable Randy S. Preston for his exemplary service to Essex County during his tenure as chairman of Essex County Board of Supervisors in 2017 and 2018.
Moved by Mr. Gilliland.
Second.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Resolution number 395, of congratulations and appreciation to Sheriff Richard C. Cutting upon his retirement from service with Essex County.
Moved by Mr. Jackson.
Second.
Can I have a second, please? Thank you.
Resolution number 396, of congratulations and appreciation to Under Sheriff Michael D. Badger upon his retirement from service with Essex County.
Moved by Mr. Scazzafava. Unanimous second, please. Thank you.
Resolution number 397, authorizing the Essex County Clerk and Department of Motor Vehicles Office to adopt a healthy food, beverage, and wellness policy.
Moved by Mr. Monty, seconded by Mr. Merrill. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
Resolution number 398, of appreciation to Stephanie DeZalia for her years of service to the Essex County Clerk's Office.
Moved by Mr. Moore.
Second.
Thank you.
Resolution number 399, authorizing the reappointment of Daniel L. Palmer to the Office of Essex County Manager for a term of 2 years.
Moved by Mr. Monty. Second. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Resolution number 400, authorizing the public defender to accept a 3-year New York State indigent legal services for the term January 1st, 2018 through December 31st, 2020. It's a distribution grant, number 8, C8000015, in the total amount of $191,496, and further authorizing the chairman or county manager to execute the same.
Moved by Mr. Merrihill. And this is seconded by Mr. Depot. This is a roll call vote.
Mr. Morrow?
Yes.
Mr. Merrihill?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Depot?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Monty?
Yes.
Mr. Skylaw?
Yes.
Mr. Deloria?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Montroy?
Yes.
Mr. Giordano?
Yes.
Mr. Tyler?
Yes.
Mr. Gilliland?
Yes.
And Mr. Preston?
Yes.
Resolution carries. Resolution number 401, authorizing the addition to Agricultural District number 1 of parcels during the open enrollment of 2018.
Moved by Mr. Gilliland, seconded by Mr. Tyler. And all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
Resolution number 402, adopting proposed local law number 1 of 2019.
Moved by Mr. Jackson, seconded by Mr. Merrihill. Any questions or concerns? What is this action, Mr.?
The county law requires that every year, all appointed and elected personnel, their salaries need to be published so the public can see them, and we cannot diminish their salary in any way without a local law, if we should so desire. And it's just a requirement, section 201 of the county law.
Okay. Is this a roll call?
Yes, it is.
Roll call vote then, please.
Mr. Morrow?
Yes.
Mr. Merrihill?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Depot?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Monty?
Yes.
Mr. Skazavala? Mr. Deloria?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Montroy?
Yes.
Mr. Giordano?
Yes.
Mr. Tyler?
Yes.
Mr. Gilliland?
Yes.
And Mr. Preston?
Yes.
Resolution carries. Resolution number 403, of appreciation to David Holland for his years of service to the Essex County Soil and Water Conservation Board.
Moved by Mr. Morrow.
Second.
And a second. Thank you.
Resolution number 404, authorizing appointments to boards, committees, and/or councils.
Moved by Mr. Morrow. Is there a second? Mr. Giordano. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
Resolution number 405, authorizing contracts for insurance coverage in 2019.
Moved by Mr. Skozavala, seconded by Mr. Maryhill. No, this is a roll call.
Mr. Morrow?
Yes.
Mr. Maryhill?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Depot?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Monty?
Yes.
Mr. Skozavala?
Yes.
Mr. Deloria?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Montroy?
Yes.
Mr. Giordano?
Yes.
Mr. Tyler?
Yes.
Mr. Gilliland?
Yes.
And Mr. Preston?
Yes.
Resolution carries. Resolution number 406, for 2019 salaries for all management confidential and certain department head employees, and adopting the same.
Moved by Mr. Depot, seconded by Mr. Deloria. This is a roll call.
Excuse me.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Monty.
Under corners, you have listed Mr. Connery. Should that be Mr. Hill?
Yes.
What do we got to do that?
We'll just change it right now.
Administrative.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are we all set? Any other questions, concerns in regards to that? Okay. Roll call.
Mr. Morrow?
Yes.
Mr. Maryhill?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Depot?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Monty?
Yes.
Mr. Skozavala?
Yes.
Mr. Deloria?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Montroy?
Yes.
Mr. Giordano?
Yes.
Mr. Tyler?
Yes.
Mr. Gilliland?
Yes.
And Mr. Preston.
Yes.
Resolution carries.
Anything from the floor? Mr. Khan?
I'd like to offer a resolution of condolence to the family of Robert Sweat, who passed away over the weekend. Bob was a longtime town board member for Town Lewis and well-known in the community.
We get a unanimous second, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Manning, did you have something?
Yeah, I just had a quick one. When the Frontier Town project began, we signed an access agreement with the state of New York to allow them access over our property and over the roads so that they could complete the Gateway to the Adirondacks project. They have requested an amendment to that agreement, which is not onerous in any way, shape, or form. I've looked at it. It's fine. It's not much of anything. It extends the time period for it to be in place, and it also provides that the state, subject to available funds, will remediate and repair any damage that might occur to, I think it's Route 9, right? Frontier Town Road, which is a town road in town of North Hudson. So that's basically the whole agreement. So I'd ask for a motion and a second. And a roll call vote.
Moved by Mr. Gilliland, seconded by Mr. Morrow. Roll call vote, please. Oh, I'm sorry, any questions, concerns? And if not, roll call vote.
Mr. Morrow?
Yes.
Mr. Maryhill?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Depot?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Monty?
Yes.
Mr. Skozavala?
Yes.
Mr. Deloria?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Montroy?
Yes.
Mr. Giordano?
Yes.
Mr. Tyler?
Yes.
Mr. Gilliland?
Yes.
And Mr. Preston.
Yes.
Just to clarify, it authorizes Dan Palmer to sign the agreement as county manager.
Anything else from the floor?
I do.
Oh, and
I had sent you all the memo in reference to the legal secretary's position over in the district attorney's office. Christie came to us kind of after the budget and indicated that she felt like she still needed that position. And so based upon the discussion that Mike and I had, and I sent you that memo, what I'm recommending is that we recreate that legal secretary's position over in the district attorney's office for a 6-month period starting January, and then we'll review it and decide whether we to continue it. We specifically talked to the district attorney about some additional things that she said she wanted to get out of this position. Mike Mascarenas and Christy met with the employee and specifically laid out what it is that they were going to be looking for over the course of the next 6 months. So at this point, I'm not going to ask you to do any transfer of monies at this point because the district attorney's office, my understanding, has a vacant position starting fairly soon, and they have budgeted for a paralegal, which they haven't hired yet. So there's going to be a transition period there, so I don't know specifically the amount of money that may be necessary, but I'll have a better handle on that once we kind of determine when she hires those other positions. So what I'm asking for is a resolution authorizing the recreation of the legal secretary's position in the district attorney's office for 2019.
Moved by Mr. Jackson, seconded by Mr. Monty. I would guess this is a roll call.
Yes.
And just for your information, the position's paid at $24.03 right now, and it's subject to a 2% increase starting in January, so it'll be $24.51 an hour.
Tom, you have something?
Yeah, is this a position that was coming over from
That's what they got.
the county clerk's office
Yeah,
into this office?
yeah. It was going to be transferred from the district attorney's office to county clerk's office, but there would be a $12,000 drop in wages for that individual to do that into that other position in county clerks.
So this doesn't impact anything in the county clerk's office?
Now, at this point, if there appears to be additional funding in a department that's not being used, that was intended for something else, then I would transfer it out. But again, in terms of the funding itself, I'm not too overly concerned until I've had a chance to see. Every department, when you guys grant them authority to hire a position, it takes time to hire. We start budgeting from January 1st. If you don't hire the position 2 months in, you've got additional money in the budget. I would never suggest to this board that we do a transfer in January for a position until we see where it plays out in terms of the overall budget during the course of the year.
Thank you.
Any other questions or concerns? Okay, it's a roll call? Okay.
Mr. Morrow?
Yes.
Mr. Merryle?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Debo?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Monty?
Yes.
Mr. Skozavala?
Yes.
Mr. Deloria? Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Montroy?
Yes.
Mr. Giordano?
Yes.
Mr. Tyler?
Yes.
Mr. Gilliland?
Yes.
And Mr. Preston.
Yes.
Resolution carries. Jackson.
Okay, is there anything else to come from the floor before we adjourn? Well, if there's not, I just want to say a couple things briefly. The last time we took Mr. Moore out, Mr. McNally had to get him out of ice in a wheelbarrow. So I don't know what today's going to bring.
Who was in the wheelbarrow?
I'd like to give my version of that.
So the other thing is, it's absolutely been an honor for the last 2 years to be the chairman. It just has gotten to the point I'm getting tired. I don't plan on going anywhere. That's not in mind, but I appreciate the support from this board. I appreciate the support that was given. I had a little bit rough time there, and I really appreciate it. And my proudest moment is going to be when Miss Baja, we get this county EMS going, which is going to happen within the next couple of weeks. So that certainly is my proudest moment and accomplishment. So unless there's something else from the floor, we're good. Mr. Monty?
Randy, first off, I'd like to congratulate Ron on your retirement and enjoy it. And Randy, I want to thank you for your leadership. My 3 years, you and I haven't always agreed on everything, but we've agreed to disagree, and I think the county is better because of your leadership, and I want to thank you.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it very much. If there's nothing else, we are going to the Baxter Mountain Tavern somewhere, or make sure your trunk is cleared out and you can make it to North Hudson If there's nothing else, we stand adjourned.